All right, Mahawilo, weapons artist, connoisseur. Would this portfolio be good enough for a junior position? Let's find out. Shall we? I mean, you're chilling in front of your car. I like that already. Proud, a proud owner. I feel it. So we'll start at the beginning. Oh man, some StarCraft fan art. All right, Mel, thanks for coming by. Oh yeah, and you can still support me. I don't have to be partner for you to support me. Just so you know. A wink, wink. I can't wink very well. I used to be able to wink okay, and then I started hanging out with Chris Radsby, and I think I picked up on his terrible winking skills. He's like purely intentional. I can feel it. 1395. What's up, man? Is it Reishi? It was a rental. It was a rental. That's amazing. Oh, I didn't say that. All right, so I like that you're showing blockouts. My initial reaction to this is it looks like you were learning like high to low poly workflows and baking details. These edges are really tight. I would definitely widen those out. Just because those don't translate well in a bake, right? And then as you get further away from a character, you need the resolution to mip down nicely. Mipping is like level of detail for textures. It's like they quarter every so distance, the texture resolution, to try and save on memory. You're selling a winking mentorship? Oh my gosh. Dude, I'm so down. Could learn so much. So maybe this isn't even baked. Yeah, high poly version. Yeah, okay. So no bakery. This is pretty cool. Oh, I like these details. So this has a really interesting oh, you've got a reference too. Based on this concept. Uh-oh. Where is it? No. No. Oh, this happens way too often. Where I'm like, where's the reference? It's in here somewhere. So this is high poly only as well, yeah? All right, either way, we take a look at this. What I really like about this is the attention to detail being focused in key areas. So there's a really good, Kenu, how you doing, man? There's a really good ratio that you should always be following. That's like the 30-70 rule. So 70% of the model should be areas of rest, which are usually low frequency detail or no detail at all, minus like material definition. So scrapes, it was one more down. It was way more down. I'm gonna skim it really fast here. Oh, here it is. So this is almost breaking the rule. Almost. Like in the concept, there's these like inset panels. The inset is so subtle that you could argue that is low frequency detail. So that you're not really, there's not a lot for your eyes to deal with. Whereas like right here, this is super high frequency. So when you look at your model, of course, when you get up close, it's going to be like pretty high frequency. But you can see because of that ratio being followed, whenever you zoom into these areas, you're actually going to get a consistent ratio of detail versus eye rest. So high frequency and low frequency. So low frequency, high frequency, high frequency. 30% high frequency, 70% low frequency. It's a really nice rule to stick with. Yeah, so if you did those details here, that'd be fine. And like the text decals help with adding detail without having to model it. And it gives implied understanding and functionality to to an object or asset rather. Yeah, so this one looks like you were focusing on the high detail areas in this whole back area, and then you were like, all right, I'm done. Oh, it's part of the CGMA, hard surface modeling for films. Dude, awesome. Those CGMA, shout out to them. They seem to be doing some pretty nice stuff. And anyone that I know of that's either taken my mentorships or has been through CGMA has told me really good things about it. So now we start getting into the weapons, which I think is what you want to do. Let me see here, make sure. Yeah, you want to be a weapons artist. So love the logo decals and the alignment. That's freaking cool. It's kind of like, look at weapon attachments similar to how you look at a camera, right? Because looking at a camera, there's all these things that are aligning and rotating and stuff, and like those are everything. So the thing I would say here is like material separation and scale understanding. I'm guessing that this is more of a stylized piece. Yeah, that's super high poly as well. So this is only high poly also. It's iRay. So getting material separation, what I mean by that is defining materials separately of each other through a combination of roughness, metalness, and or albedo. So you're getting albedo separation here. There's 3 points of separation, maybe even 4, depending on what this material is. But then like that's on the albedo level. Then in the normal like detail level, you've got these two are definitely separating from this metal, and I'm assuming from that. 1 second. The only other thing I would say that needs separation is like getting material roughness separation. So you have this material and this one. Like I would love to see these ones being more reflective just so they separate themselves further from this material. And then you know how like when scratches occur on metal, it can either be really reflective or it just is it's a large roughness shift. When a scratch happens on a softer kind of rubbery surface, the rubber tends to get much lighter, so it's even more rough and kind of looks sandy. So you might even be able to put a little bit of white in your albedo where that occurs. But I think the roughness should be able to go high enough where you start to see that whitening on the surface. You know what I mean? If you scratch like I'm starting to scratch things on my desk. If you scratch like a rubbery material, you'll see it. Or like a tire, if you rub your nail on a car tire. Do it reverse. If you do it this way, it's a terrible feeling. Mentorships start next month, I think. I need to sit down and plan it all out because I want to do more than what I was doing before. Let's check out this dope vector you got going here. So this is pretty hot sauce. I think it's nice seeing round surfaces on the sides of very like blocky shapes because you get these nice little like highlights. You've got a nice amount of like bloom happening, and the presentation of like the background clipping here and the gun coming out of the frame, super cool. I don't know that you need like color variations. I would probably stick with one. And then you definitely need like a detail normal. If you had a detail normal that was defining like this surface and this surface separately, then it would never look low resolution because the detail normal you can tile like absurdly high. Like you could make this like detail normal tiling 15 of this type of noise and it will just hold up like right up to your face. And then the surface of this, detail normals, man, they're key. They're very, very important. Again, I like your roughness variation. There's like very, very subtle breakup in there. Just kind of makes it not look so artificial. Seems like it might be missing some ambient occlusion. I'm not sure. Just like getting stuff into the crevices and the little areas where like you're not cleaning it enough and whatnot. Can you do detail normals and substance? You could. You mean to like to actually put on the model, or like because the substance material in the end is flat baked down. You're probably going to want to do it in the shader where you can tile it individually as a separate texture. A detail normal is usually 256 squared. They don't need to be very big, and it's a material defining normal. So like wood grain, nice and close. What's that look like? Make it 256 tileable, and then whenever you have wood grain materials and you need it to look really rough up close, you have a detail normal on top of the wood grain, like, or of the wood material of like this detail normal wood grain, and it just looks so much better. Yeah, I usually do that in Engine. I don't know. I don't think that. I don't think you could do that in Substance Designer, because Substance Designer's end result is a flat, right? A flat texture. If you tile it really high inside of the material, it's still going to be capped by the maximum resolution of the texture output. I could show you. Actually, let me do that. Okay, give me 2 seconds here. So we need tree, and everything else needs to be off, except the lights and the, yeah, okay. So like when you look up close to this, see that detail? That's a detail normal, and then there's the baked normal on top of it, which is where all these like larger shapes are coming in. But that detail normal is everything. Let me turn these off. So if you look at it from this side, and let's go here really fast, and I'll put a flat normal for the detail normal on both these, so you can see the difference. There's a little bit of info here, and this one's pretty low res. If you undo those are the detail normals, and you can see when I tile them, like we could do like 10 and 10. See, like that's just more information implying detail when there is none. Really useful. Crazy useful. Yeah. Detail normals. Chris Vector looks pretty sick. I think you're definitely on your way to becoming a weapons artist. I think that right now, especially with this gun, it's very blocky. I mean, it is a Rhino. Oh, I love the logo. But definitely look at real weapons and match their shapes. Because that's, if you're a weapons artist and you're interviewing to be a weapons artist, the person that's going to be interviewing you is probably really into weapons and guns and stuff like that. So like understanding how the weapon is put together, like this Chris Vector, I can tell you were looking at reference because of these these points. In here it gets a little confusing for me because I don't know. I really like this one, by the way. Barbarian, how you doing, man? Anyways, I think you need some more weapons on here. Do you know what's his name? Weapon badass Wolf. Feels all nostalgic. Oh, I can't remember his name. Why can't I remember his name? Oh, that's gonna bug me. Lone Wolf, yes. Logan, buddy. Thanks, man. He's gonna take me off his friends list now. I can feel it. Lone Wolf, Artstation, give me goods now. That is not Lone Wolf. What am I looking at? It's Reno Levi. This guy. I'll link that in chat. This guy's stuff is amazing. I mean, Amazing. But you see, he understands where shapes are and then how wide bevels need to be in order for them to be readable. Oh, it's great. It's great. Anyways, check him out. All right, that is this portfolio. Let's go on to the next one. We're slightly behind schedule. We got this. We got this.